Gold.
Now, you are probably holding on tight to your favorite cup of tea to keep the cold away. Now, we recommend that you keep doing that. Hold it tighter and allow us to keep you company all the way till 7 p.m. right here on Kenya's Gold. Good evening, viewers, from wherever it is that you are watching us from. Thank you so very much for joining us right now, and we promise that we do have a fantastic show lined up for you. My name is Violeta Ngina.
Jina langu ni Emmanuel Terere. Karibu sana popote ulipo. Hii ni Kenya's Gold. Kuna mengi tumekuandalia. Nasikia kwamba na nimeona watu wakisema kwamba hapa kuna mafunzo. Kweli pana mafunzo. Usikwende popote kama unapangia sana kuingia katika ukulima biashara. Hapa ndipo usikwende popote. Lakini kwanza tuangazie tuliyofanya jana.
Successful fish farm or farming venture, you really need to consider three key things. One, the land area that you have, the soil that is in that land, is it able to retain water? So soil retaining capacity of that land, and also the topography of the area. Then you have to consider water. Water is really important. We say water Q and Q, quality and quantity. Quality is very important because fish cannot survive if the water is not of good, high quality. Yeah, and quantity is important because then the volumes, if you are staying in an area where there's a lot of evaporation, you need a lot of water to recharge, to refill that system. Kuna aina mingi ya udongo, kuna ile tunaita black cotton soil. Ile ambayo tuseme kwa Kiswahili kwamba ile inatengeneza kama nyungu.
Okay.
Yeah? Hiyo udongo ni nzuri sana kwa sababu inaweka maji sawa sawa. Kwa hivyo maji haipotei haraka kutoka kwa hiyo kidimbwi. What tuna advise farmers, isiende side moja lazima ikuwe shallow na nyingine ikuwe deep.
Okay.
Yeah? Lakini ile deep isikuwe more than 1 meter, hata isifike 1 meter. Sababu ikikuwa mita moja huwa hii maji inaanza kuweka layers. Stratification kwa kimombo. Alafu sasa inaleta shida kumix ile nutrients zile hewa zinahitajika na samaki wa asipiti kwa hizo layers.
Na umesikiliza vizuri sana. Inafurahisha. Messi kujua kitambo kwamba tumeenda kuchukua ndoana, tuna nasa samaki, lakini sasa kumbe ndo biashara vile vile.
And I think it was also interesting to see how people in Machakos, being a dry area, they're putting effort to thrive in fish farming, and I believe that is the way to go. But now, today being Thursday, we switch gears and focus on the tea sectors. The last couple of episodes, we were learning about the difference between city and orthodox tea. But now I know you're very conversant with the black tea, the green tea, but do you know about purple tea? We will be bringing you so much more about that, but for now, let us hear what the people in the streets had to say about purple tea. Kenya's Gold is on the streets. We are in Naivasha right now. Tunataka kubonga na mafans watuambie what they know about tea. Do they know about the different types of tea? Have they ever heard about the purple tea? Have they even tasted it? All that and so much more we will be finding out from the people right here in Naivasha. Come along with me.
I know a variety of tea. There is green tea, there is black tea, and there is purple tea. Of course, there is those others you find in China. When I want to do detox, I go green tea. When I just want to relax, I may just take black tea. Maybe with some sugar and maybe mint. Purple tea is also good. It's also very refreshing. It's only that I find many people don't know how to prepare it.
Purple tea, sikia kwa mbali.
Umesikia kwa umbali. Lakini sasa unaweza taka kujua kwa undani?
Nataka.
Wacha tukuletee vizuri ndio uweze kuelewa purple tea, sio?
Kabisa.
Napenda kukunywa chai. Na chai yenye najua ya majani, maziwa na sukari peke yake. Sijaisikia kitu inaitwa purple tea.
Sidhani kama unasikia ubingwa wa mwisho anasema hajawahi sikiza kuhusiana na purple tea.
Wewe ushaikunywa purple tea?
Sidhani kama.
Na sasa mbona unamcheka and do the same thing? Well, now I know that we have risen your curiosity on purple tea. How do you farm it? What are the benefits of purple tea? And also, why purple tea in the first place? Take a look at our goldfish. I will be answering your questions on all matters purple tea.
Naomba sana utuambie historia ya purple tea.
Let me take this opportunity first of all to welcome you here in these Horera Tea Gardens. The history of tea, I have been in tea for the last 50 years. I planted tea, the first bushes which were here, before I planted this one in 1972-71, right? So I have been with the tea all this time. It has not been all well with the tea. Tea farmers have been crying all the time that the tea returns are not good, for no reasons which rare farmers understand, including myself, all this time. So it came in 2009, I was elected a director of Ragati Tea Factory. I had told the farmers to elect me to go and find out why tea farmers have been always complaining. So I was elected there. I was there for 2 years. Before me was my brother. My brother died in 2009, so the growers elected me there as a director. But I did not survive long. When I was a director, I was exposed a lot to tea. I was taken to Kerisho Tea Research Center. It was being called Tea Research Foundation. Now it is TRI, Tea Research Institution, Kerisho. I was amongst the directors of Ragati Tea Factory. It is in that TRI that I met researchers who were doing purple tea research. They told me it was their 25th year of researching this tea, which you see, this one. This is purple tea, all right? I went there when it was their 25th year, and they told me they are going to research for 30 years. So when I mixed with them well, they told me that this tea, unlike that green tea, has a lot of health benefits, and it would fetch money later. And the farmers were not around to plant that. It was not ready to be rolled out to small-scale farmers till 2011-2012. That is the time the researchers would roll out this purple tea to go to the farmers. They told us that, like coffee, they told us coffee started in Ethiopia. And they told us that when goats ate seeds of coffee, they were jovial, they behaved in different ways, goats in Ethiopia. So they told us that this tea also is like a coffee. It has many health benefits. I asked them which are some of these benefits. They told me that this tea is anti-cancer. This tea softens diabetes. This tea is like a blueberry, antioxidants, a lot of it. This tea is anti-aging. This tea rejuvenates, right? This purple tea. Then I wondered. I had lost my mother of cancer. I had lost my brother of heart attack. I had lost my other brother of cancer. And I have met this plant. They are telling me that it is anti-cancer. It inhibits the cells of cancer and prevents them from crusting. So I took it very seriously from those researchers at Kerisho. Then we came here. The factory introduced Farmers Field School. Ragati Tea Factory introduced that one, the KTDA. We were being trained how to take care of tea, the green tea, the purple tea. At Kerisho, at Kangaita, we were told that if we plant this tea, they would come for it, process it there, then we get money. And we were advised, don't uproot all your tea, uproot bit by bit in your shamba so that you don't get hungry, don't miss something to eat. But they encouraged us heavily. So I came here, I said, why don't I try? All this field you see here was with that tea. I uprooted it, I planted this one. The community had not seen something like that. The community. My family had not seen something like that. So the community was very wild against me. I escaped by inches from being taken to a mentally challenged hospital. I had run from home and settled somewhere else while nursing this tea. That is what I did. Uprooted and planted. 2015, 2016, I planted all this tea. It had not been a walk in the park. I sold this tea only once to Njero Industries in Meru. All the way from Meru, Njero came here for 25 kgs. And he paid me 100 shillings per kg. Then I decided to start an industry. I started thinking of how I can start a company and then process this tea. It is not myself who planted this tea alone in this catchment area. Many farmers planted this tea because it does not yield in the first place as that one. Especially when in a season like this, when it flowers like this. A friend of mine called Kenywa came to me and told me, Horera, you are my friend. Let me advise you. You uproot this tea and replant the one which you removed. I told him, if I do that, then my family will take me straight to the mentally challenged hospital. I won't do that. All right? Then I had to persevere. I fought on. I forged on. 2018, 2019, I got a license. I was licensed to process tea. The license is the paper. The government had promised us that if you start a small industry, they are going to provide electricity. All right? Those are some of the terrible challenges we have been facing. I have started a small industry. The government comes with a very good policy, the big four. You see, they say manufacturing, health, housing, food. Then I seriously took manufacturing. But I cannot blame the government. The government has helped me a lot. When I went for machines, that was the most challenging part. You go to the bank, you ask the bank to give you a loan, you have got a good idea, and you can see it, but the bank asks you, yes, you have got a good idea, old man, but where are you going to sell this tea? Good luck, there was an American, Reverend Barami, who came here, and I told him, well, are you interested in this tea? Let us agree that you will buy this tea so that I can take that writing, that agreement to the bank, so that I can get some loan. And we agreed, and we signed. Then when I took to the bank, the bank asked me, how much has he bought from you? I said, no machine, the tea is here. Then a good gentleman of mine, I attended very many meetings at Kericho in Nairobi, very many meetings, specialty tea meetings. And we formed an association we are calling Papo and the Specialty Tea Association of Kenya. I was there in Kericho when we founded it. And in fact, I guided these guys how to form that one. All right? So we formed it. That is where I met one kind man called Boaz Katakiter, a man from Nandi Hills. When I was about to give up because of no machines, nothing, he told me, well, old man, don't you know this is terrible? You are dipping your finger in a very swift place. But because I can, in fact, when he heard that I had uprooted that tea in that meeting at Kericho, I told them I have 4 acres of land. I have uprooted the green and the planted the purple. They loved me. They loved a lot. How many acres? 4. Kim Martin was there. He told me I have 1,000 acres here in the Rift Valley. I have planted 600 acres with the purple tea. You have 4 and you have uprooted. Boaz came here to make sure that I was speaking the truth. Boaz Katakitera. He is now the chairman of Purple Tea Association of Kenya. He came here, he saw how what I had done. He told me, I have upgraded my factory. I will give you 2 machines. On condition, because you don't have money, how much money do you have? I told him I have this much. Put it there in the bank. I put the little money there. Then he told me I will give you those 2 machines, and you will harvest that tea. You will process. I will take it. When I am satisfied, then I will leave you with the machines. I told him you are welcome. That is what he did. That is how I got those machines.
Baada ya kupanda purple tea, unapata bonus.
Yes, you know what there is. There's no discrimination in this tea and that one. When I'm not processing, I take it to the KTDA. So I get bonus like any other person. But my disadvantage is this. When I take this to the KTDA, I am paid the same amount of money that man is being paid. But when I process it here, a kilo, I can sell at 1,000 shillings, locally here.
Ongea kuhusu exportation ya purple tea.
That is where I am. This is where I am praising our government. The government has done this. I have been visited here twice by Kenya Promotion Export Agency. They have come here twice. Keproba. That deals with the promoting export. They have come twice. They came, Keproba, T-Board, at the University of Nairobi. Why had they come? A gentleman called David Yamina, in his introduction that day, I remember what he told me. He said, "You old man, if you did not have a product on the table, you wouldn't have seen us here. But now, because you have a product on the table, which we can be exported, that is why we are here. We are answer all our questions, which we are going to ask you." Then they helped me to design packages. The University of Nairobi Department of What was there. It was to design the packages for me to export this tea. T-Board was to pay for me, and the Keproba was to give me that Kenya logo, made in Kenya. That is where I'm heading.
The future, purple tea.
The future of this tea is bright. When something is being started, the starters get it rough. Because you are starting from a scratch. Nobody knows this one. Today, people are not just eating any food they come across. No, people are minding their health. So one of these days, what is remaining now is advertisement and telling people about this purple tea. The way you have come, it is because they don't know. Once they know it, it is going to be to sell like a hot cake. I am confident in that.
Kuna vijana ambao ni wadogo na wangependa kupanda purple tea. What is your advice to them and encouragement?
Right now, I would not tell them to plant purple tea right now because I have not got the market. Because if they plant purple tea now and the market is not ready, and probably they would not persevere as I have done, let me beat the bush and get the market, and they are going to plant. Let me give you another example. I am being trained by DHL. I am going through that program, Go Trade International, all right? I was paired with Leah Srivastava of India. She told me that purple in India is selling at 30,000 Kenya shillings per kg. You can see it is a highly prized commodity. So one of these days it's going to happen up.
Since you say you're still looking for the market for purple tea, but give us the general encouragement to the youth who want to venture into tea farming.
Those people who want to venture in tea farming is bright in the future. There's no problem in tea. Even today here, there's no other crop that you can compare with the tea. All right? Tea is a perennial crop. It has survived in India for hundreds of years. It has survived in Sri Lanka for hundreds of years. It is food. The future of tea is bright.
What would you tell the government when it comes to tea bonuses?
Tea fetch is money. What eats farmers' money is corruption. All right? There has been corruption in the auction in Mombasa, collusion. All right? But the reform which was made recently helped tea farmers a little. But that is not enough. Let there be transformation in tea farming.
Those who are uprooting tea and cutting them down, what is your advice?
My advice to these people is not to uproot tea. Tea has no problem. It is people who are given that work to manage tea who do not manage it the right way. Because I was a director here. I saw what they were doing. I remember one day I told them to watch their herds. Watch your herds. You are interested with the people's property and you are mismanaging it. I told them. I did not have a bicycle and I don't have a bicycle even now. But those directors had Mercedes outside there. But I told them, surely you are not doing the right thing. And I remember Ibrahim Karanja came here one day and I told him, if the government wants tea industry to benefit farmers, the head of the government should be felt in the administration of tea. And that is what the ex-president did. Those directors were all swept out and the others were put. Even today I would repeat the same. Unless the government head is felt in the administration of tea, tea farmers will always cry. Why don't they put the chief in that board of a factory? When the chief is protecting her job or his job, he will discipline those directors. Let the government put an administrator there as a board member. So if there is corruption in that factory, the first person to be asked will be the chief or the DO. But even as directors that they have been elected by farmers there, it doesn't work. Tea during colonial time, it was a protected crop during colonial time. Then it came to, it was being had, the first time was broke board. The first tea to be established, to be built here is ours, 1957. By 1957, we had not got independent. So farmers were told to plant tea, and they planted. It was an authority, protected crop. Very strict. It has grown to where it is. During colonial time, and now we are better off. Very far, much better off.
Nasikia babu wako, yule babu, tunamwitanga babu.
Babu.
Amezungumza sana kwa undani na amesema kwamba watakaoanza kuendeleza shughuli ya purple tea ndio watapitia sana, lakini yeye ana hakika kwamba mwisho na hatima yake itakuwa na furaha sana kwamba itakuwa imesambaa katika taifa la Kenya.
Absolutely correct. And something else that is important to notice, purple tea was originally discovered in the districts of China and now it's industrially grown in Kenya. There's definitely a lot to talk about when it comes to purple tea and specialty tea, and that is exactly what we will be doing after this short break that we're about to take. But when we come back, we do have a guest that will shed more light on purple farming in Kenya, and also we do have AgriNation and AgriStar that you need to stick around for. But in the meantime, our social media platforms are open for you to talk to us on Instagram at Kenya's Gold. Our SMS line is 22422. too. And our email is kenyasgold@royalmedia.co.ke. See you after the short break.